Welcome to a new episode of Insight Independent. Today we are taking a journey through time. We begin in the Roaring Twenties, a time of prosperity and rapid economic growth. A time when the United States was alive with jazz music, flapper dresses, and a sense of boundless opportunity. Yet beneath the surface there were currents of change and disruption, largely driven by two men, Henry Ford and John D. Rockefeller. Henry Ford, the man behind the Model T, was not just a car manufacturer. He was an industrial titan who revolutionized the way we work. His assembly line method of production was a game changer, making cars and other products affordable to the masses for the first time. The assembly line became a symbol of efficiency and progress, transforming American manufacturing and shaping an era. Then there was John D. Rockefeller, a name synonymous with wealth and power. With his company Standard Oil, Rockefeller dominated the oil industry, controlling about 90% of all oil in the United States at its peak. His influence reached far and wide, from the gas stations on the corner to the kerosene lamps lighting homes across the country. But as Ford and Rockefeller amassed wealth and power, they also contributed to a widening gap between the rich and the poor. Corruption became rampant as the government struggled to regulate these burgeoning industries. The Roaring Twenties, it seemed, roared loudest for those at the top. These men were not just businessmen. They were architects of a new American era, shaping the nation's economy, its society, and its very identity. Their legacies continue to echo through the corridors of American industry. But every story has two sides. While Ford and Rockefeller's innovations brought prosperity and progress, they also sowed the seeds of economic disparity and corporate corruption. Their empires were built on the backs of ordinary workers, many of whom struggled to share in the era's prosperity. As the 20s roared on, these men built empires, but at what cost? As we move into the 1930s, the United States grapples with the Great Depression. The nation is in the throes of economic hardship, with millions of Americans unemployed and struggling to make ends meet. But it's also a time of great change and reform, led by two influential figures, Franklin D. Roosevelt and Huey Long. Franklin D. Roosevelt, or FDR as he's often called, takes the helm as the 32nd President of the United States. His leadership during this bleak period is marked by his innovative New Deal policies. FDR's New Deal is a series of programs and projects aimed at providing relief for the unemployed, recovery of the economy, and reform of the financial system. It's a bold, ambitious plan that, for the first time, sees the federal government taking an active role in the economy. The New Deal includes programs like the Civilian Conservation Corps, which provides jobs for young, unemployed men, and the Social Security Act, which sets up a system of pensions for the elderly, unemployed, and disadvantaged. These programs not only help to alleviate the immediate suffering of the American people, but also lay the groundwork for a more secure and equitable future. But not everyone agrees with FDR's approach. Enter Huey Long, the charismatic and controversial governor of Louisiana. Long proposes a radical alternative to the New Deal, the Share Our Wealth program. This plan aims to cap the fortunes of the wealthy and redistribute the excess to provide every American family with a basic income, a home, and education. His populist rhetoric resonates with many who are disillusioned with the status quo, but his methods and motives are often called into question. Through their actions, Roosevelt and Long demonstrate the power of leadership and the role of government in shaping society. They show us how power and money can be wielded to combat economic hardship and corruption, and to bring about change. The Great Depression was a time of hardship, but also a time of great change and reform. In the aftermath of World War II, the United States experiences a post-war economic boom. This era, my friends, was a time of immense growth, a time where the American dream became a reality for many. And who better to symbolize this dream than the man who brought magic to the silver screen, Walt Disney? This visionary creator didn't just build an entertainment empire, he redefined the very concept of entertainment. Through his animated classics and the creation of Disneyland, Disney made joy and wonder a commodity, capturing the hearts of millions, not just in America, but around the globe. Yet, this era was not just about fantasy, but also about the simple pleasures of life. Enter Ray Kroc, the man who turned a humble fast food restaurant into a global phenomenon. McDonald's Golden Arches became a beacon of American culture, a symbol of fast, affordable food. Kroc's success story is a testament to the power of entrepreneurship and the growing appetite for convenience in a rapidly modernizing society. Disney and Kroc were trailblazers in their respective fields, their influence shaping not just American society, but the world. They encapsulated the spirit of this era, an era of optimism, of belief in progress, and the power of dreams. But they also represented a shift towards a society increasingly influenced by corporations and consumer culture. The post-war boom was a time of prosperity, yes, but it was also a time of change. A time where the lines between entertainment and commerce, between art and business, began to blur. The success stories of Disney and McDonald's are not just about individual achievement, but about the rise of a new kind of power, corporate power. They highlight how corporations started to shape our desires, our dreams, and our very way of life. The post-war boom was a time of prosperity, but was it also a time of unchecked corporate power? Fast forward to the present day, the digital age. This era is marked by the rise of tech giants and the individuals behind them, people like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. These are not just successful businessmen, they are pioneers who have redefined what wealth and power mean in the 21st century. Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, has transformed our world with his vision for personal computing. He's also dedicated much of his fortune to philanthropic causes, tackling global health and education issues. Then there's Bezos, the mastermind behind Amazon. Starting as an online bookstore, Amazon is now a behemoth that touches almost every aspect of our lives. However, this success has not come without controversy. The dominance of these tech giants has sparked intense debates about monopoly and inequality. Critics argue that their power undermines competition and exacerbates wealth disparities. In the digital age, money and power have taken on new forms. But have we also inherited old problems? As we look to the future, we are left with questions. What will the next chapter for the United States look like? Will we continue to see the influence of money and power shape our nation as it has in the past? Or will we witness a new era of reform and equality? The digital divide, that gap between those who have access to technology and those who do not, is influencing more aspects of our lives than ever before. Will this divide deepen, or will we find ways to bridge it? Might we see a return to old patterns, or will we forge new paths? The future, as always, remains a mystery. As we ponder these questions, we invite you to share your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, please like and subscribe. Until next time, keep exploring.